Government and you. In this lesson, we will discuss democracy in the United States, becoming a U.S. citizen, rights and responsibilities of citizens, responsibilities for everyone here, dividing the power of government, and your state government. Democracy in the United States. The United States is a representative democracy. This means that our government is elected by citizens. Citizens vote for their government officials. These officials represent the citizens' ideas and concerns in government. Voting is one way to participate in our democracy. Citizens can also contact their officials when they want to change or support a law. Voting in an election and contacting our elected officials are two ways that Americans can participate in their democracy. If you live in New York, your senators are Kirsten Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer. New York has over 20 representatives. You can find out who your representative is by entering your zip code at www.house.gov/representatives/findyourrepresentative. Becoming a U.S. citizen. The process required to become a citizen is called naturalization. To become a U.S. citizen, you must meet legal requirements. You must complete an interview with a USCIS officer, and you must also pass an English and civics test. Then you take the oath of allegiance. This means that you promise loyalty to the United States. When you become a U.S. citizen, you also make these promises. Give up loyalty to other countries, defend the Constitution and laws of the United States, obey the laws of the United States, serve in the U.S. military if needed, do important work for the nation if needed. After you take the oath of allegiance, you are a U.S. citizen. Rights and responsibilities of citizens. Voting is one important right and responsibility of U.S. citizens. Another right of all citizens is running for federal office. Many naturalized citizens are elected to federal office. However, to be president or vice president, you must be born in the United States. Here are some examples of naturalized citizens who have become senators and representatives. There's Mazie Hirono, who was born in Japan, Ilhan Omar, who was born in Somalia, and Adriano Espaillat, who was born in the Dominican Republic. One responsibility of all citizens is to serve on a jury. This means that you can help decide the result of a court case. Only citizens can serve on a jury. Responsibilities for everyone here. Everyone in the United States has responsibilities. It's everyone's responsibility to obey laws in the United States. There are local laws in your community, and there are state and federal laws. Here are two important federal laws. All men between 18 and 26 must register for the Selective Service. This means that they are ready to serve in the military if our country needs them. Men must register for the Selective Service even if they are not citizens. Every year, people must send in federal income tax forms by April 15th. The government uses this money for the U.S. military, schools, and other programs. Because of the COVID-19 crisis, this year, the tax deadline is actually July 15th, not April 15th. Dividing the power of government. Federal and state laws control and protect different parts of people's lives. Our Constitution explains the powers that the federal government has when it makes laws. Federal powers are for things that must be the same for the whole country. For example, the whole country needs one system for its money. State powers are for things that can be different in each state. For example, States can have different systems for giving driver's license. Federal powers include printing money, declaring war, creating an army, making treaties. State powers include providing schooling and education, providing police protection and fire safety, giving driver's licenses, and improving zoning and land use. Your state government. The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C., and each state and territory has its own capital as well. New York's capital is Albany. Most state governments are similar to the federal government. They have 3 branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial. The governor is in charge of the executive branch of the state. In New York, our governor is Andrew Cuomo. Now it's time to review some of the information. What is the capital of your state? Who is the governor of your state? What is one example of a state power? What is one example of a federal power? What is one right only for U.S. citizens? What is one responsibility only for U.S. citizens? What is one example of a way that Americans can participate in their democracy? What is a promise you make when you become a U.S. citizen?